All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Go with the Flow.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
your host. I'm your host, Folarin Okulaja. As you can see, my guest he's already doing a lot.
I'm excited. I'm geared up.
My guest today is someone who is actually, I think you might be my longest friend. Because I lived in Nigeria for 9 years, but moved kind of too early to be able to keep in touch with anyone. I still follow some people on Instagram here and they're like, they're not really friends,
But
I would
I'm
say.
I'm the real one.
Can you let me finish,
Yeah,
please?
yeah. Go
Thank
for
you.
it.
And then I moved to North Carolina for 2 years. And then when I moved to New Jersey when I was 11, we met, I think, the first day when I started sixth grade there. And so I think you and Luke and anyone that I still keep in touch with like that, you qualify as my oldest friends.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, David.
I'm so happy to be here.
And I have to say, I admire your punctuality. You are the first person to actually beat me to the studio, which
Yep.
isn't something that I could say for most people. This is my third time recording in this studio. First two guests I lied. Because my roommates were my second episode, so I actually walked here with them.
Okay, got
So
it.
I mean, they still didn't beat me to the studio. But anyway,
I'm amazing.
yes, you're amazing. Thank you for being here. Do you want to tell the people how we met? Because we were talking about this last night. I actually don't even remember the
Yeah.
first time we met, but it sounded like you might have a better idea.
I think I might have an idea. I don't know if it was the first day of sixth grade that we met.
Well, not the first day, because I moved halfway through sixth grade. So my
Oh.
first day of sixth
That's
grade
what you were saying.
at Thomas Grover Middle School.
Got it.
Yes,
Well, Folarin came from North Carolina.
I did.
I think he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, was kind of trying to suss out who in like our middle school was like the cool kids. He like took his time, was always repping like a Man U shirt, was athletic, taller than all of us. And he took his time, kind of going around each lunch table, seeing like who's the coolest. And it took him a while to get to us finally.
You know what's so funny is I forgot, first of all, you're right. Sports jerseys, and actually I used to do this on purpose. Jerseys are a good way. They're a good common interest that's going to be able to start a conversation. Even to this day, if I'm wearing like a Man U jersey, whatever jersey I'm wearing, people will stop you on the street and talk to you, X, Y, and Z. And so I think that was a conscious thing. Where back in the day, I think my first day, I probably wore sports jerseys.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're
I also feel like it was a typical like 12-year-old
correct.
vibe.
Little kids just love wearing
Long
sports
socks,
jerseys.
looking weird.
I mean, I've always been a little bit better of a dresser than you have, but like that's
Yeah.
besides the point. But also, I remember what you said is also correct. Because again, new kid in a new environment, I can't just throw myself out there and
No.
just start doing the most.
No, I appreciated your approach.
I need to
Took
step
you a
back,
while, but
kind of assess who was around me. I
yeah.
remember the first table that I actually sat with. No need to name any names, but it was an interesting
Well, yeah.
group.
I feel like I have an idea, but we don't have to name.
Yeah, we don't have to name names. So I like, sat with this one table first. I was like, not my vibe. Kind of like you said, just kept scoping things out. And then eventually
100%.
Met our wonderful friend David over here.
Yeah.
And so
And it was like fate. Like we were at the lunch table and like we grabbed a chicken tender at the same time.
That's not
up
how that's not how it happened.
Really nice.
That's not how it happened. But I guess since you just said the cool kids, what was it like to be a cool kid in middle school? Because David,
it was really tough being me.
For context, he was the sixth grader hanging out with the seventh and eighth graders. As an eighth grader, he would be hanging out with the high schooler. So just tell us what it was like to be a cool kid. Because I could never relate. To this day, I'm just.
You were a cool kid in middle school.
I'm a cool.
I would say.
I was
since you started hanging out with me, I feel like that really like.
There you go. Changed my life.
Brought you to another level.
He was a popular kid. That's the word I meant to use. But okay.
Yeah, it was really tough being me in middle school. It's really tough. I don't know why. I think I was just friends with all the athletes growing up. And I think that's what led me into that group. I don't think it was anything like I need to be the popular kid. I think it just like happened.
I mean, fair enough. And so when we were in middle school, we played soccer together.
Yeah.
And not basketball. You were a little bit of a soccer star, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
We'll get into high school. We'll get into college. You going to play soccer in college very briefly.
Very briefly.
Before other things happen. But I think for me, one of the things that I appreciated about you was your house was very close to.
Yeah.
It was very close to our school. So it was always your house that after school would close, we'd just like walk over there, hang out there.
Yep.
Many memories, many experiences hanging out there. Your parents are the best. Your siblings are the best. Riley, R.I.P. Riley.
Escape bar mitzvahs.
Escape bar mitzvah.
Were you did you go to I'm not actually gonna say his name,
Okay.
but went to a bar mitzvah near like the synagogue
Yeah.
that is like 2 feet away from my house.
Yeah.
And honestly, a bad, shitty thing to do, but we just weren't having a great time, and we just hopped over the fence and went home.
You know, I was not invited to that bar mitzvah because again,
I was 12. Okay, don't kill me.
I wasn't cool or popular like you, so I was not invited to said bar mitzvah. But
Got it.
I don't remember.
Okay,
that.
yeah, Beth Hayim. You know Beth Hayim.
Yes, the one right next to your house.
Yeah.
But also another thing is, and I don't think I've ever even told you this. Our parents probably like met some point early on. And my parents were like very strict about a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And so I think after they met your parents, they would let me like go to your house whenever.
They'd chill out.
And so throughout middle and high school, whenever I was trying to go out somewhere, when my parents asked me where I'm going, I would just say David's house.
Yeah.
Even when I was not going to your house. And so
Yeah.
there's many times it got to the point where my parents were like, you are going to David's house every day. And I'm like, you've met his parents, they're great people. That's one of my best friends. Like, is that okay? And so
Yeah. And I maybe went to your place like 2 or
twice.
3 times.
Yeah. I mean, you have
But it was great. We went to Grover, like
Yeah.
convenience. It makes sense.
Yes.
Maybe if we went to the movie theater or something, we could like pop over.
Exactly.
But again,
exactly.
it was
But
just
okay.
twice. I only got the invite twice.
Fast forward to high school. Actually, no, even taking a step back, we're from Central Jersey.
Yes.
How would you describe the town that we're from? West Windsor, New Jersey.
Like quintessential, like American, like just green grass, like picket fence vibes. I don't know.
Picket fence vibes?
Not picket fence vibes, but like very basic whitish town.
White. Well, yes.
Whitish, but like heavily also Asian.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably like equal mix.
I think
Asian.
It was
white.
more Asian, actually.
Yeah, I think statistically it was.
Yeah.
It was.
So that was good. But yeah, don't you think it was like very like standard American town?
Yes. I mean, yes, I agree.
Like all of our houses are like, at least in the neighborhoods, like there's 5 different types of houses and they're just layered around the neighborhood in like different ways. I feel like it was,
I mean, it was different from me coming from North Carolina because North Carolina was way wider than West Windsor was. So West Windsor was definitely more diverse in that sense.
I remember when you came to, it was definitely in 6th grade, when you came to Grover, you would always brag about how the malls in North Carolina were like so much better than New Jersey. And like, it's a decent flex in middle school, given how much we hang out at malls.
Which they were.
You're like,
South
you guys
Point,
just don't even understand.
South Point Mall, that's the name of the mall.
Yeah.
Much better mall. They used to have jelly beans. It was a roller skating place. They used to have this bowling alley people went to. Which these things existed in West Windsor, but I don't think.
But not a mall.
Exactly. Not to the
worst
extent
mall.
that we did.
Yeah.
But okay, fast forward to high school. We remain good friends.
Yes.
I guess junior year, David was like a soccer star throughout. And so you end up committing to
Penn. My junior year of high school, I think in like February. And this triggered a lot of people in our town just because I wasn't viewed as like the smartest kid. And our town was very driven, very smart. So when I had committed to Penn, caused a bit of an uproar, a little bit of a backlash, but I was still going.
It's fun. I'm glad that you actually bring that up because that was similar for me. I mean, I didn't cause it wasn't an uproar, I would say, but I remember when I
did cause an uproar.
You did not.
I'm being dramatic.
Yeah, no, I know, but I do know, but I do know exactly where you're getting at because when I got into Princeton, and I said that I was going to Princeton. One, I'd kept it very low key, like where I was applying.
Yeah.
Like it's not your fucking business where I'm applying to.
Yeah.
But when I said where I was going, you could just feel the vibes about
Yeah.
some people being like, how did you get in? Are you even smart enough? Is it because of diversity? X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
And you just like smile on their face and you're like, hey, I
Yeah.
got nothing for you.
We had a very, very smart grade, to be fair. I feel like we
did.
had so many just like really intelligent people. So I see where they're coming from, but I also don't. Like, they don't know how much time we commit to other things outside of school that helped us get there, you know?
In your case, soccer. I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't really do that much.
Well, you did like MUN.
Yeah.
You were a peer leader.
I was a peer leader.
You were on like homecoming court.
I was.
If you were a peer leader in our high school, you got everything. For some reason, they just got the most. They thought they were a cult, like a defined cult. under the guise of being like responsible and
I do remember.
whatever.
I do remember you being very salty that I was on the homecoming court. I do remember that.
Well, not because you were on it, but because it was all peer leaders.
There was nothing specifically against
Peer leaders, by the way, for context.
Yeah, tell me. What is a peer leader, Dave?
Yeah, a peer leader. I think you get nominated by your teachers or something like that, and then the students vote on.
Do the students vote?
I thought it was.
I don't remember. Sure.
Or maybe the students nominate and then the teachers vote.
Either way, keep going.
Either way.
Either way.
These are supposed to be like symbolic of the best of the grade, like most responsible, like academically driven, like gonna get somewhere. And he obviously fit all those cards, very like outgoing as well. But the second you land that, coveted position, you are given everything in high school. You're loved deeply by all of our teachers. And I feel like it's just like a gold star. You just walk around thinking you're the shit. And it's something. They go on this like little retreat, like junior year or whatever.
It's every year.
Yeah. And they go do that. And then they come back and we're all like, okay, how was the retreat? And they're like, we can't say anything about this retreat. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah.
So we're like, okay, whatever. I'll let you have it. But
I will say it's not as great as you make it out to be, because on the flip side of that, you are under a microscope.
Yeah, can't drink.
Exactly. They say you can't. They say you can't do all these different types of things.
Yeah.
The principal knows who you are. Teachers know who you are, and so there's this expectation of like perfection. So that was fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And then you have to meet with the freshmen once a week. Also, not maybe the best use of my time. Teach them about drugs and alcohol, sexual education, all these types of things that we shouldn't really be talking to them about.
Oh yeah, going to Grover.
What's up?
Going to Grover.
No, that was a
Oh, you
different.
didn't
That was something else. But this was like at South. We would have to meet with the first, like peer group. We'll do peer group once a week. Have to do all these different things that would just take up your time.
That was fun though.
It was. I mean,
not for you.
Yeah.
For like the freshmen.
For the freshmen, yeah. It's like from their perspective, it's a lot more fun. So I wouldn't paint it out to be this thing where it was like all positives. I remember this one instance where I forget whose house, like there was like a party at. There was this picture of me that like I'm not going to describe. And then the first thing on Monday morning, this freshman like runs up to me. They were like, "Are you like drinking in this picture?" And I was like,
Maybe.
And
what about it?
and what about it? So that was not always very fun. There were times when, people would like do stuff before going to the football games.
Yeah.
There was this one time like I was just very paranoid the entire time, because I was like, I feel like Mr. Leopold is looking at me, all the different faculty administration. It wasn't as fun as you are making it out to be.
No. I don't know if I was making it out as fun. I
think you're just still a little jealous that you weren't on homecoming court or a peer leader. But
No, I think I'm past that by now. I'm past peer leader. Do you really even want to win homecoming king like in our town?
You know what? Can I be perfect?
Do you?
Can I be perfectly honest? Honest? I wanted to win.
Yeah, you were disappointed.
I wanted to win. And
you were. Who ended up winning? Somebody?
Yeah, so I mean,
I
don't like saying names of people on here, but like I remember, I'll tell you after. And there's that really funny picture of them announcing that he won, and then I'm like, somehow a camera caught me looking right at it, looking very mad, and that wasn't me being mad that I should find that picture. Actually.
Yeah,
I might find it. Like, oh,
please do. It's so good.
Find it, add it in here. That wasn't me being mad that this individual won. It was mad at what I thought was not a genuine reaction to the victory, which. Whatever. No need to get into people.
It was good. It was good.
But okay. High school, commit to play at UPenn.
Yes.
We kind of, ride out high school, staying good friends. We have a little friend group.
Yeah.
Although by the end of high school, I was kind of getting tired of people.
Yeah.
You were being, no, I'm paying, not you.
Understandably.
So West Windsor, it gets to a certain point where I think you're just tired of the same normalcy that you've had, and you're looking for something different. You're on the verge of going to college, and so that was just the thing that I was looking forward to the point where, like, I didn't even go to high school. I didn't go to a senior prom. There were some other extenuating circumstances, but there was just a lot going on.
Yeah, there was something
where I was like, my girlfriend at the time. We'd broken up, and then we got back together. And then she was going with someone else. And then I was like, go with
like, damn it. Why do I not remember you not going to our senior prom?
I don't know.
Maybe I just felt your vibes.
I went to the actually, no, I went to the beach after, but I didn't even hang out with
Oh,
y'all.
okay, yeah.
No, I didn't hang out with y'all.
No, but you went to the beach.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But, like, a very brief time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, God.
Okay.
So sad.
But, okay, as I was saying, so fast forward a little bit more. Freshman year of college, we are both you go to Penn, I go to Princeton.
Yeah.
We still remain in contact.
Yes.
Out of nowhere, I hear some news about David. Rock my world. No, but
Rock my sock.
I hear some news about David. This David, who like I've described to you, has been my best friend since 6th grade.
Yeah.
I hear some news down the grapevine that I didn't know what to believe.
That I am a homosexual.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
quite frankly that. So I want to go back to that period in time. One, not that you have to like say your coming out story.
No,
If you want,
whatever.
If
yeah.
you want to, fine. But I'm just trying to explain from my perspective, where I've known you since 6th grade. He was always the guy getting all the girls. This was David, the one. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Getting all the girls. And so to fast forward to this point in time, from my point of view, I didn't know what to believe.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was gonna love you regardless.
Yeah, obviously.
Wasn't gonna judge you. But it was definitely shocking news at the time.
Absolutely.
From your perspective, walk me through that point, telling people, and then kind of the progression after that.
For sure. So I think with like a lot of gay people, the second you go to college, it's kind of like obviously a new phase in your life. You're meeting a bunch of new people, making a bunch of new friends. And you feel like you kind of have this, I don't know if it's freedom or just like a choice to like expand a little more of who you are from like your hometown or whatever. And given that I was on the soccer team, I was in that exact scenario where I was making so many new friends and like really close friends, but also in like a super intense environment at the same time. So obviously training with the team, um, making new friends, and it felt like I yet again was just like hiding a part of myself to a bunch of new people in my life. Whereas I feel like when I was growing up with you and in hometown, I was always surrounded by the same people. So kind of keeping that not necessarily a facade up, but like just not telling the truth of like who I really am to people was easier. And I think it just really got to me freshman year when I was meeting new people, to say again. And I entered a little phase of like spouted depression where I was like, oh my God, I can't be like fully who I am. I'm fucking playing so shitty at soccer right now because of it. Mental game is not A1. And you need that for college sports, 1,000%. So I had just gotten to a point in that phase of my life where I was just kind of tired of like being so down, playing like shit, and just wanted to rip off the Band-Aid, honestly. Like I just had to do it just for my own sake and just for the people around me. I just feel like I'll be a better version of myself and like that'll help our dynamic and our relationships. So I started with my roommate in college, who was like my best friend, still my really good friend. And I
started with him. Oh, like telling them.
Yes.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
started what?
So I started experimenting. No. I like had come home drunk from at like 2 a.m. or something. We were chilling in our dorm room. And I was like, you want to take a guess like why I'm depressed? I don't know. I don't know how the conversation got there. And he just rambled a bunch of things and then would eventually be like, you're gay. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, he got it. Like he guessed it?
Yeah, he guessed it.
I was like, people knew, you think?
No, he said it as a complete joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I said yes to him, he was like, what? He was shocked, I must say, very shocked. And then I would go on to tell my family. They were all super chill about it, honestly.
You have a great family.
Great fam.
Shout out to the Philbins.
Go Philbin.
Shout out to the Philbins.
Great fam. Told all of them. And then I would go on to tell my team like the following spring.
You were still
drunk most of the time.
Were you still on the team at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was still on the team. Um, most of the times I would tell them I was like a little intoxicated. I would have some liquid courage just because like nobody thought I was gay. Also, Isaac, my roommate.
Emphasis on nobody.
Yeah. Isaac helped me out a lot. He would like go and tell some members of my team. Um, so that I was grateful for because it sucks at some point just being like, okay, I have to come out to you, I have to come out to you, I have to come out to you. Like, and I don't love those like social
I
media
was just about to
posts.
make a
Those are
joke and
like
say should have put on
those are
Instagram.
really questionable. I just feel like it's so weird. Like I'm gay. I don't know. Although it does aid the process of letting people know. I think in my experience, I just wanted to tell the people I was closest with at the moment, and it spread like wildfire.
I'm just a little bit insulted because as I've told the people people you're closest to, but I didn't hear from you. But keep going.
I don't even know who you heard from.
I've told you many times who I heard it from.
Okay, well, I don't remember, nor do I know how that person knew, because I feel like it wasn't that deep into like me telling people. But anywho,
I should have been the first phone call.
the first one.
I should have been the first before your fan. No, I'm playing.
Poor Isaac. Yeah, and then I think as I progressed out of that phase of coming out, which like still like takes a long time. I think I thought soccer was just gonna like flip a full switch and like now that I'm out and the team like fully accepts me and whatnot, like
Did they?
yeah,
Good.
yeah, they did. Everyone was chill. Um, and I just felt like after that, I had thought that like, okay, my mental game is gonna be so much good now. Like I'm around a group that accepts me, whatever. I hate that term. Um, and that wasn't the case. I was like still so in my head about things. Like soccer used to be such like an escape for me. I was able to get into a zone where you're just playing, which is like any athlete's like sweet spot. You just want to be in that place where you're not thinking and you're just doing.
Flow state. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And I could not get there. I was so in my head all the time. So mentally was just not there, and then that led to poor performance. And it got to a point where, you know, I had just come out and I'm playing like shit. I'm like, I just want to be happy, honestly. And soccer is not doing it for me. Like I used to dread like going to practices and stuff like that. And it was a really just bad environment for me to be in. I guess like post coming out. I don't know. I still don't like know the full fledged reason that I was just like in such a down place. Um, but I had just made the decision to finally quit and leave the team. And that was, I think, some point in my sophomore year. Um, and yeah, the rest is history.
Did quitting the team give you or what do you think eventually led to you then getting to a better mental state? Do you think quitting the team was a big aspect of that? Was that all of it, or what was able to lead you to?
Well, what's so weird about our college experience is I had quit the team, and then I think we had like spring break. My family went to Hawaii, and then the country shut down because of COVID.
That did happen.
So I stayed at home for like the next almost, I think, year and a half.
Yeah, because you stayed at home when I was back on campus. I remember.
Yeah, like our campus was shut down. They were just doing people were still living on campus and everything and doing online classes. But I was at home, like vibing with my family, having a great time. And it was honestly just such a great time. I know COVID was pretty awful for some people, but for me, I was just like in a good place, like great routine with the fam. We were all getting along. And also, ever since I came out, my relationship with my family has only grown like so much more. So it was all just really positive. And that like honestly made my college experience so weird because of COVID. Like I was technically at school for a year and a half and then at home for like a year, just doing online classes.
And so you're saying that it was during the pandemic when you're finally able to get out of this depression that you would say you were in, or when?
I think I was out of it before that, definitely. But it's tough. It's not like a instant switch, you know, like coming out and then like having everyone's perception of you change. Sorry for sniffling all the time. I'm sick. You can't tell by my voice. Everyone's like perception of you changing. It's just a lot of adjustments.
Were you scared that any of your friends would look at you differently and treat you differently? And did anyone treat you differently?
No. Nobody treated me differently. Like, while I did hide the fact that I was gay, like all of I never like pretended to be somebody I wasn't, like my personality wise. Like I feel like my personality has
The
been like,
personality hasn't really changed.
no, it's been like pretty consistent. It's not like I was hiding like who I really was. I just hid the fact that I like want to kiss a boy and not you. So yeah, that's like was kind of the biggest change. I kind of forgot what we were talking about.
No, I just asked for the story. Asked for when you quit the team. Did that kind of was that the biggest thing that got you out of that depression? When did you eventually get out of it? Which I think you've answered all those different types of questions.
Yeah.
Do you see a world in which if you because I have one, you were very good at soccer. Very good. A great talent. You're supposed to be our ticket to the MLS and then to Europe. I should be watching you in the Champions League final right now.
Oh, God.
Okay, that was supposed to be you.
Not that good.
You were good. You were good. And so I'm just curious about if there's a world in which you see maybe if you had come out earlier, then you would have enjoyed the soccer experience more, or was there a certain point where soccer just wasn't the thing that you wanted to do anymore, and you were just trying to get out of that?
What's weird is I've joined a soccer league like in New York, and like I've been able to find so much joy in playing again. Sadly, I got injured.
Dominate the competition.
It was great. It was great. It's like a gay league. It's just like fun to meet people and like play with them. But I clearly have like a love for soccer and a joy. I don't know if coming out earlier would have changed the trajectory of how my college experience went. It might have, but I also don't know what my experience would be like coming out in high school. Because I had other teams there. Like, who knows how that would have gone. It's just a lot of change, I guess, especially in high school. You think like that's your freaking bubble. That's like your world. Like you're around the same people throughout your whole life. You're around your soccer team all the time. So you just never know. And I think I just felt more comfortable doing it in college. So I'm not sure, honestly.
Okay, that's fair.
But I do think often about like, had I stuck it out? Like, could I have done something with soccer? Who knows? But, try to think forward. Try to think on the positive.
And I'm trying to even think back to our first conversation. Honestly, obviously didn't treat you any differently because, I'm an ally. Yeah.
Such an ally.
It's added it's a different dynamic to our friendship. One that I've appreciated.
Yeah.
Because you're not like the single best wingman that there's ever been.
Oh yeah, 100%
in the world.
Yeah.
You take David out, people are gonna like him more than they like you. He's always the life of the party. Shirt always ends up coming off wherever you're going. So it's just been a nice little dynamic and nice little dynamic change, or it was in our friendship and shift in perspective.
Yeah,
where
I like that a lot.
It wasn't like, again, as someone who was very close to you, like I had no idea.
Yeah,
and so it's just opens your eyes, like, oh, there's so much out there that's right in front of you that you really don't know.
Yeah.
So it's just little bit more of a
No, absolutely. And I love doing it. Like I just love bonding with like the hot females at the party and then like being like Folarin.
Yeah. And then there's been some funny instances where you do a good job for me. I end up just
botching it.
Yeah.
Destroying
Can't close
chances.
Yeah. I do that to myself, but we're definitely not getting into
Blame it on the
definitely not getting into any of that. But okay, now fast forward. Graduate college, now in New York City.
Yes.
Coming up on about a year.
Wow.
I think I moved to this. At least I moved to the city, I think a year ago, like yesterday.
Yeah.
I moved after July 4th weekend. Looking back at the last year, how would you assess overall time in New York? Regrets about coming here, just making new friends, just what is that?
It's been good, honestly. Like my first 6 months working in New York, I was technically living in Hoboken with my sister and her husband because they had a second bedroom. Love their apartment, got the like amenities. Like Hoboken's a good spot, even though
Shout out Hoboken.
shout out
I never thought
Hoboken,
I would give a
even though it's got a
Hoboken shout
shitty
out.
rep among Manhattanites. It's a good place. So I was there for my first 6 months, and then I moved into my studio in Midtownish in December, and I was so lucky with this deal. Love living there. Love living alone. It's nice to not like answer to anyone, just come home from work and just like chill, put what you want on the TV. I've like there's pros and cons to being in a
I
studio.
was just about to say,
There's pros and cons.
to
Like
living alone and living in a studio. 'Cause
sometimes you want to chat shit,
Yeah.
like, and just like, I don't know, go back and forth with a roommate. Like if something annoying happened at work, like you could just like be like, he's so fucking annoying. So I don't have that, so I just talk to the wall. It's really fun. It's super fun. And yeah, so that's been good. I think probably the most difficult thing about New York, and this is like very existential, like ever since moving here, it's not, it's less so about New York, but more so about like the reality of being an adult.
Mhm.
Like, I just feel like we're finally in this phase of life where there is no like next like milestone. Like I feel like it was middle school, high school, college, graduate. Now you're an adult. You have your whole life ahead of you. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it, which is freeing, but also like very daunting that we don't have like that next step that we could like, which is good to create your own goals and everything, but they're less like distinct. So I think that reality, just like that life at this point is so what you make of it, is a little daunting, but also good.
Yeah, I agree with a lot. No, I agree with a lot of things that you said. That last point you made, I've spoken about on one of the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Again, there has been an end point at everything.
Yeah.
Now we're just where we are for who knows how long.
Yeah.
Hopefully, who knows how long
Rest of your
we're
life.
going to be working. Exactly. Hopefully, retire early, do whatever. But at the end of the day, yes, no one kind of no. There's nothing to
Nothing to guide you.
not that there's nothing to guide you, but there's no thing where you're like
Or
shooting for, and then you know something else is coming after.
yeah.
You never know how long you'll be in your job. You never know X, Y, and Z, how long you'll be in New York.
Yeah.
So
What you want to do,
yeah,
like,
exactly. I mean, honestly, I believe we're 23 years old.
it's so early.
None of us know what we want to do.
No, fuck no.
Nobody like we're all we're going with the flow.
Everyone's wait.
Figuring things out, figuring things out as we go, and there really is just I mean, yeah, that's at the end of
Yeah.
the day, that's it. People who think that they do, unless you're like I always say the only people who are like actually sure about what they want to do are people who've been like playing a sport their whole lives.
Yeah.
Like going pro, they know they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Outside of that, all of us are really just trying to figure things out
Yeah.
one day at a time. Those of us who look like we might have things together,
Yeah.
I'm going a day at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't know.
And I
what's
just think
gonna-
that's a healthy mindset, like just not putting too much pressure on it,
Yeah.
but acknowledging that is the case.
Yeah, no, I believe things
just
work
keep
out
moving.
how things work out how they're supposed to.
100%.
Obviously, you need to be proactive to some extent.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen for you if you just sit on your ass, but things work out how they're supposed to.
Exactly.
But I think back to just really quick what you were saying about living by yourself,
Yeah.
living in a studio. I think that's why for me I couldn't do. And again, last episode was with my roommates, and we talked about this extensively. At least when I first moved to the city, I think this place could be lonely.
For sure.
It's easy to feel lonely in such a big city. And I like that when I get back, there's 2 other people there.
Yeah.
We don't even have to talk every day. Some days I get home, I'm so tired. I just like, hey, night. That's it. But they're there. There's that little bit of a connection, that little bit of an interaction where
Yeah, you're comforted by like their presence.
Exactly.
Less
Exactly.
like you have to talk. And, like,
Exactly.
delve into your day.
Sometimes we do sit on the couch, watch TV, and talk. Sometimes I go right to my room.
Yeah.
But I know that they are out there if I do want to go and
Yeah.
chat to them.
Yeah.
So I don't know when I'll be ready to go and live by myself. But I love having roommates. And also, it's just a lot cheaper.
100%.
I get to split the YouTube TV with 3 people. I get to
Yeah.
split the Spectrum with 3 people. And sometimes it's nice when, the toilet paper has been out for a while. Everyone's been lazy. And then one day you come back in and it's just refilled.
Yeah. Yeah, that is nice.
those little aspects of it are nice.
100%.
When it comes to forming new relationships in New York City, how have you gone about doing that? Would you say you've done it mostly through high school friends, college friends? How would you say you've gone about being able to form new relationships? Because I do think it's important when you move here, it's very easy to just stay in your college bubble, which
Yeah,
is why another reason I'm very thankful that I ended up living with people who I didn't
that
go to
work.
school with,
Yeah,
because that made it that much easier.
yeah.
How have you gone about that process over the last year?
Yeah, so I think when it comes to friends, I am like a way quality over quantity type guy. So, like, obviously, I hang out with you, Gabby, and then, like, Ebony.
Shout out to Gabby, by the
Shout
way.
out
How did take
Gabby!
the song to give Gabby a
Whoop, whoop,
shout out?
whoop.
Gabby is one of my best friends from college who, funny enough, I met on the very first day of college. And now she's become very good friends with David, and us three have become a nice little squad.
Yeah,
Went to Utah recently, which we'll get into
Three
in a little bit.
Musketeers.
Three Musketeers, but sorry, keep going.
Um,
Shout out to Gabby.
and then my best friend from home, Ebony, has, like, the best set of college friends that I'm so blessed to know.
Shout him
And
out, shout him out, shout him
shout
out.
out Avneet, shout out Rachel, shout out Rack, shout out Noah, shout out Carolyn. A lot of people.
Beautiful. We
Um,
love shout outs on the show.
all
Because
of my girlies.
I like telling people that they're mentioned in an episode, but not saying where. So then you have to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
figure out where. So now you
Yeah,
can tell them that they were shouted out on
yeah.
the show.
So just like great people. And already that's like 8 people. And I was in a relationship for a while. So like maintaining those few friendships along with being in a relationship, it was enough. I felt like I had a tough time balancing like work, life, and fun. And like that's kind of all I needed.
You were in a
And I'm
relationship.
content with that.
Yeah.
But I do think branching out wise, I have been like wanting to make gay friends in the city, and that's why I joined that soccer league.
Oh, it's literally a gay soccer.
It's a gay soccer league.
Oh, I thought you were just saying
full of gays.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And we'd play every Thursday at Pier 40.
Okay.
I was 5 games in. We were 5-0, obviously.
Are you just dominating the competition? Or are you much better?
I played defense
Okay.
just so we could like work the ball up the field.
Okay.
But that was like an amazing outlet. Loved my team. We'd like go out after games and whatnot. 5th game in, some fucker goes at my ankle, so I sprain it and I'm out for the rest of the season. So that kind of like destroyed that vibe, but I'm definitely gonna head back to that soccer league. It's super fun. So that's kind of been an outlet to meeting new people. Because while I do love my straight people, going out with the straights all the time can be like, okay, what is my purpose here? Not what is my purpose. Like I have a great time with you guys, love dancing, but like just like you want to hook up with people, I want to hook up with people. And that's not
Fair.
happening.
Especially now that you're newly single.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, by the way.
That's
Came over last night. We had a little
heart to heart.
A little heart to heart. Me, you, Gabby. Watched a movie that I was not really a fan of. What was the name of that movie?
Nocturnal
Animals.
I didn't hate it. Like I was intrigued by it, but Folarin hasn't seen The Menu yet, so I wanted to rewatch that with him and Gabby because Gabby hadn't seen it either. And I think that would have been a great but that could be our next movie.
We could make movie not like a recurrent thing. But no, we were looking for a Gone Girl type vibe. So we literally asked Chat GPT to like give us a movie like Gone Girl. It said Girl on the Train. I said, I've seen that.
Phenomenal movie.
I literally said another one, and then it said Nocturnal Animals.
Yeah.
So interesting movie. Or ending left me underwhelmed, but solid movie.
Yeah, the ending was shit.
But that's beside. I don't even remember how it got.
I hate when movies make you figure it out. I'm like, just tell me.
Yeah, if you have to Google a movie, if when you Google a movie, you see something that says ending explained, I don't
fuck off.
I need to be able to figure it out myself.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be that complex.
Yeah, I did not sit 2 hours to not know what just happened.
There was a random jump scare that happened for no reason.
Yeah.
Scared us for no reason.
It was good though. It kind of kept me awake.
Yeah, for no reason. But okay. Anything you would have done differently about your last year in New York?
Anything I would have done differently? That's a tough question.
I tend to ask good tough questions.
What I would have done differently? I think I need to call my family more.
You know what you just reminded me of?
You have to call your mom.
My mom called me during the movie yesterday, and I might have declined it.
Oh my
I will
god.
call her right after this podcast.
You're a dick.
I
What movie?
apologize.
Oh, during the movie
During
yesterday.
the movie yesterday.
Got
like
it.
last night. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta call them more. I feel like I've been failing at that. But also, they can call me. Phone works both ways.
Communication works both ways.
So at least I'm thinking about it. I'm not a terrible person, but Mom, I will try to call you more. I love you.
Thank you for reminding me. Call
Mother.
After
Yeah.
episode.
And maybe like FaceTime friends. Like, since you can't see everyone so easily, maybe like...
You don't have to FaceTime me.
No, I'm not talking about you.
I was like, please don't FaceTime me.
I'm not FaceTiming you.
I won't
Don't
answer.
you worry.
And we see each other. We see each other way more now than we did in college, which is another great thing about New York City, is people from every point of your life will move here.
Yeah.
I saw a girl from our high school on my block yesterday. I forgot her name, but I was like, I know you, high school. There's people from obviously college, and then you just meet that many more people.
Yeah.
So yes.
I did love visiting Princeton though.
You did. You were a wild
I had
boy.
a riot every time.
Oh, yes, he did. And I will
made
leave
the most of my Princeton nights.
He did. Again, emphasis on that. And we will not get into any type of details, but you were a wild boy.
It's a lot.
It was like, oh, where's David? Wake up the next morning.
It was just so fun partying in those giant like mansions.
Eating club. Shout out Princeton. Shout out the eating club.
Yeah, they're a vibe.
Best school in the country.
They're very fun.
Do reunions better than anybody else. Go Tigers.
Yeah. Penn, I think, has a reunion, but I can't even put it up against Princeton's reunion.
Have you been to? You've been to?
Yeah.
You've been to
I've stuck in.
Reunions was like a month or two ago. It's just, it's special.
Yeah.
It's special.
I just need to get a wristband from you next time.
Yeah, I could get you in. It's not hard.
Yeah, you better.
Yeah. But okay, as what we just mentioned, Gabby mentioned that we've been friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
And we went on our first trip ever together. Like,
we're such adults.
2 months ago, which again, that was also a cool thing where it's like, we can pay.
Yeah, like we got money.
We can afford. But we went to.
But fucking Utah is the most expensive flight that there actually is.
Utah was
going
to
Salt Lake.
But we went to Salt Lake City. I went skiing for the very first time.
Yes.
He's a pro.
No, not a pro.
David's very good. You're good. Okay, you're good.
I'm decent.
You're competent.
I'm average. I'd say average.
You're competent. This was literally my first time ever on a mountain, ever in skis. We got off the lift. I couldn't even get from, because it was like a little upward slope. I didn't even know how to walk in the skis to get from the ski lift to where you had to go to get up the mountain. I don't even have the terminology for this shit.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even do that. And
it's his first time skiing, and we're in Park City.
Park City. But I just want to take a moment to highlight that you guys were maybe not the best of friends to me in this situation. Let me explain. So I don't know if anyone listening has ever been skiing. Most of you probably have. I see people skiing as someone who never had before. It seemed easy. I'm an athletic dude.
Yeah.
I'm someone who truly believes I could do anything that I try to do. So I was like, this is gonna be a piece of cake. And so you guys, you encourage me. You say, I had lessons in the second half of the day. You guys were like, first half of the day, just go on the green. I was like,
I want to push back here. Okay. I had never been to Park City. So I know it's like an insane mountain, but I don't know what a green at Park City looks like.
Is a green /
I hadn't been skiing in so long. I forget like, are greens easier? And I forget what it's like being a beginner.
Is a green not a green, not a green, not a green?
No.
Oh, okay.
They vary, especially like east to west.
I should have asked clarifying questions, maybe. But
greens are green.
I was like, I know green, there's blue, there's black. There's double black.
I personally
there's double
put
black
all
down.
the onus on bringing you up there on Gabby.
Can you let me finish my story?
Shout out Gabby.
All
your fault.
Let me finish my story.
Okay, go on.
So I was like, there's levels to this. There's green, blue, black diamond, double black, whatever. Like, I'm staying away from that hard stuff. I'm going to start at the green because my friend said I'll be okay on the green. Get up there. I can't even get to the ski lift. Shout out Phil. He literally has to pull me up. I look stupid as hell on that mountain. Get up the ski lift. They're like, okay, go. I'm like, okay, I'll try to go.
We do not just say go.
Yeah.
We're like pizza, Folarin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like pizza French fry, which, first of all, is not an easy thing to implement. And when you get going, it's kind of hard to stop.
Skiing's fucking hard.
Skiing's hard.
It's an adjustment.
Skiing hard. So the very first time I get up to the mountain, I'm like, okay, I could do this. After being pulled up the little slope to get ready to go down, literally not even 5 feet in, I wiped the fuck out. When I tell you that was the first, like, bad fall, I swore my ACL was gone because I twisted my knee.
Oh, the first fall.
First fall was a bad one. Could barely get down the hill to the point where, shout out Phil again, there's this video that we're not gonna post.
We might insert.
We
We should
won't.
insert.
You think we should, we won't. Of I'm literally like a limp body, Phil's behind me, and not dragging, but he's like skiing down the mountain, and I'm just like limp and flying down because I can't even get from the top to the bottom. Try to go up again a few times. I just keep wiping out, almost break every bone in my body.
Yeah.
I come back to work. I tell coworkers, I tell people that I'm like, oh, it was my first time skiing. I went on the green. They were like, why didn't you take lessons? Why not the bunny hill? You got bad friends. I was like, you know what? Maybe I do have bad friends. So I just want to say you guys set me up for failure.
In retrospect, I'm sorry for bringing you to
hindsight is always 20/20. Yes, it is.
It is. But I also think Gabby. I think Gabby knew what that green entailed. And she said, Folarin, we're going. So, Gabby, it's all you. But I didn't know that you would hurt your knee to the extent you did. Had I known, I probably would have said, okay, let's not go on that again.
Yeah, and then you took me back up there a few more times.
I didn't take you there.
I'm like one of 3 black guys on the mountain. They just see me like have this white guy behind me just like pulling me down. I'm like, bad look for us. It just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Although I will say, so I thought I hurt my knee pretty seriously. Like when we got back to Gabby's place.
Oh my God, he was in such a pissy mood. He was so annoying. He was like, obviously I wasn't supposed to be on that green. Like now my knee hurts. Like I might not be able to ski for the rest of the weekend. And then Elon gives you ibuprofen?
Yeah.
Benadryl? I don't know what the fuck it is. Folarin wakes up in the morning with the best attitude ever. He's like, I already planned my lesson. Like, I'm heading out before you guys. Like, I'm going. I'm like, okay, did you have to be so dramatic?
No, I was on the
I was
on the mountain before you guys woke up.
Yeah.
I texted you guys. I'm like, just book my lessons. I'm going to be on the mountain.
Yeah.
And I will say, the thing about skiing is, one, it's expensive as fuck.
So expensive.
So I'm not going to be trying to do that like every however many months.
No.
But I took 2 lessons, got better,
Yeah.
was more competent. There's a video I have on my Instagram of me going from the top to the bottom without falling.
Yeah,
I'm quite impressed by that because that was my second time on skis. So, and that was a funny thing where people thought I had skied before and they're like, you look bad. I'm like, I know. Like, this is my second time skiing. I don't care that I look bad. So I got the thrill and I get the appeal.
Yeah.
Because when I did go from top to bottom without falling, you're going fast, you feel good,
Yeah.
wind is blowing. So that I understood.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm in no hurry to get back out on a mountain. I like being on my 2 feet.
It's fair.
My instructor, he was like, I was struggling so badly. He was like, you ever thought about snowboarding? I was like, that's an insult. Thank you. Yeah, because I'm so bad at this. But
I think the great thing about skiing is that like once you do make that mind and like body connection, like you don't lose it. Like your like progress in those few days are not gone just because you don't ski in the next like whatever months.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I believe that.
Okay.
I might not be true.
You might just be making
but
that
I think
up.
it's true.
I mean,
because I hadn't skied in like 3 years prior to going to Park City, maybe 2 years or whatever.
And you were
picked it right back up.
You were fine.
But I had also skied like a decent amount of times before that.
But everyone made it sound as easy as pizza French fry. That was not that.
No.
Not very helpful.
No, we're not instructors.
And stopping,
we should have never been instructing.
Yeah, you guys.
Also, I wasn't. It was mainly Phil.
Stopping was hard.
Stopping's very
hard. It got to the point where turning's hard. I didn't know how to stop, so I was just like sell out and just like fall over.
And turning in pizza just feels weird as well. So
yeah, and they were trying to like turn with the wedges.
Yeah.
It was just, but overall though, fun trip.
Very fun.
Very very fun trip.
Very fun trip.
Park City's fun. We had that one random night.
Yeah, it was amazing.
We met that group at the bar.
We met this like group of like 12 girls who just turned out to be like some of the coolest girls I've ever met. And some of them live in New York. I don't know why I haven't hit any of them up. But great group of girls. We just got drunk, chatted about shit. Some of them were from New Jersey.
Yes.
I think
there was a mutual friend in the group.
Yeah, one of them knew Harpriya.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And yeah, So great. We had a great night.
Great time.
Partied it out.
Great time. Great time. But I can't wait for many more trips. That's it.
I know.
The
me
friendship, it's you get to add a different dynamic when you grow up and
Too. Go
have
on
money
vacation
and
together.
can go on vacation.
Next, we'll go somewhere warm.
Yes, we
Warm.
said Texas. We want to do Texas.
Yeah, Austin. Never been.
Austin is wait. Which one's supposed to be the fun one? Austin, Dallas, or Houston?
Austin.
Austin. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Fair enough. Although low key, I just got Invisalign. You know this.
Yeah.
And they're not cheap.
Oh, really?
So that might have been my travel budget for the year.
Shit.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Really?
Next year. Not actually, but actually.
Your teeth were never bad.
I'm glad you brought this up. I'm glad you said that. Okay. Teeth were never bad. They were good. I never strive for good.
Yeah. You want great.
I strive for great.
It's
I
fair.
strive for perfect.
It's
so
fair. Even if you're willing to drop your travel money.
Yeah. So when people say, "Oh, your teeth were good," I'm like, "They were good," but I never try to be good.
Yeah. You want to be like veneer level.
I like to be great. So when I, public figure one day,
Yeah.
when this podcast
really...
when it blows up and I'm smiling in front of everyone every day, like I need the teeth to be perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of
when you adopt me as your co-host, like it's gonna really
this is, and I will say also, and I told you this beforehand, I was nervous for a few reasons. One, it's been a while since I recorded. Two, I know you so well that I don't know if that just like put on pressure to try to have a good episode.
Yeah.
Some of the episodes that I've had with people that I spoke to for the first time have been amazing because like I prepped in such a detailed fashion.
Yeah.
For you, I might have like the least words on the page like I've had for anybody. So we really are just kind of like vibing and filling stuff out.
Yeah.
And so you were like, oh, if it goes so well, I could be your co-host. You're not gonna be my co-host.
So right. Go with the flow, David.
Exactly. When you come up with the potential,
I'll just be a reoccurring guest.
You could be recurring. If I have no one,
I'll be like the person in your pod that like people are eager to like come on again. I'll be like the homebody for the the podcast.
Fair. Or if you're ever free, I'll just be like, yeah, plop yourself on the couch.
Yeah, let's chat.
Or on the couch behind the camera. I don't need you taking up my camera time. And you could have a mic and you could talk. But I don't know.
Well, I was nervous going into this as well because I mean, this is my first podcast ever in life, and this is like a very official setup.
It is very official,
like way more official than I was anticipating. So,
again, if you're gonna do things, you got to do them right.
No, this is great. This is phenomenal.
Okay, we have 10. We don't have to do all 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
The one recurring segment on the show, I have guests come with 5 songs that describe who they are as a person. I've been doing this since past like 20-ish episodes. Good segment, helps you get to know a person. I always leave it very open-ended.
Yeah.
So you could take it in whatever direction that you want. David, what are your songs? And say the song, say why.
A reason why.
Yeah, don't just like list 5.
Okay. My first song, which is potentially my all-time favorite song, is Midnight Train to Georgia.
Okay, by Gladys
Knight.
Gladys Knight.
That like it just speaks to me. Like I feel like I somewhat have an old soul living inside me.
Okay.
And that song just brings it out.
Okay.
I'm obsessed. I've showed you that song.
I think you showed me that song.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So phenomenal song. Love it. Great vibes. You should definitely listen to it. Second song is actually, it's crazy you're wearing this shirt, is Free Bird by
shout out.
I always fuck up Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Leonard
That's so
Skinner.
funny. Yeah. Look at the shirt.
That guitar solo is unmatched and can just like bring out like just the best feelings in you ever. You just want to take on the world. You gotta move. Like the second you hear that guitar solo, you're like, fuck, like let's get groovy.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's my second. And then third, this is like my like pre-game party vibe, David. Like a G6. Popping bottles.
I know the song. I know the song.
I'm just obsessed with that song.
I'm familiar. Okay, that's okay.
Love it. I think anytime that song comes on a pregame party, like I'm there and I'm back.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that. I did not know that.
I know, it's pretty random.
That is very random.
Really random. For some reason, when I was thinking yesterday, I was like, that is the song.
Okay.
Okay. Fourth is Behind These Hazel Eyes by Kelly Clarkson.
Okay, never.
Here I am once again. I'm done. Do you know?
I don't think
You're
so.
crazy. Okay. That is like my throwback, like angsty 2000s vibes.
Okay, closet.
And like I just love like 2000 throwbacks. And like there's obviously so much more than that song. But like if I was to perform karaoke, Behind These Hazel Eyes is probably what I would sing.
Behind These Hazel Eyes. Okay.
Yeah. And then the last song. Shit, I thought I remembered.
You got to cut one more.
I think. Oh, so obvious. It's Take a Bow by Rihanna.
Because?
Just because I feel like I just love Rihanna, but second off, like that's my like, okay, like little sad, but like great throwback song that's just like timeless. You look so dumb right now.
You know what's crazy? I thought you would have said "I'm Coming Out" by Diana Ross. I mean, would that not be a good one? Can we get that as a bonus?
No, it's so bad.
It's a bad song.
You're stereotyping me.
I am. I apologize.
No, okay.
I know. I don't. Yeah. This is I mean, yeah. I don't think there's much. We've been friends for what, like 13, 12 years at this point?
Yeah.
13. It's been a long time.
It sure has.
I don't think we can't really like offend each other.
No.
We get mad at each other all the time.
It'd be hard to offend.
David is always trying to argue about some shit.
I just like talking about the serious stuff.
He's always trying to. He just tries to.
I don't care what you ate for lunch. I don't give a fuck.
He's trying to force it in. He tries to force in serious debates and conversations all the time.
Oh God!
Sometimes it drives
to a detriment.
Yes, sometimes it drives you crazy.
To a detriment.
Sometimes,
especially back in high school, I was on some weird shit.
I don't think you kind of still have that in you.
Yeah,
you still.
But I'm more like grounded in my thoughts.
Good for you.
Before then, like
good for you.
I was just saying shit.
But I'm saying all that to say, we've had all these conversations. We've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much you could say that's like we don't offend each other.
Never.
We're just,
No. I'm not the type to get offended. I don't think you are either.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know why our friendship works so well, but I'm glad that it does.
Me too.
Thankful.
Great.
Thankful for our friendship. Thankful for you.
Me too.
Happy you're not depressed anymore.
Love ya.
Although he never told me he was depressed. Again, I
didn't tell anyone. That's not a thing I'm like, I'm depressed.
Didn't tell me he was depressed. Didn't tell me he was gay. Just didn't tell me anything. But it's
okay.
Through
the grapevine.
I hear everything through the grapevine, and I don't hold that against you.
Please don't.
But yeah, thank you for coming on Go With The Flow. I hope it met up to your expectations.
This was amazing. I want to do it again.
Okay, we'll see.
This was amazing.
We'll see. I'm interested. I listen back to every episode.
Yeah.
And I'm curious. I don't know. In the moment, sometimes I finish recording. I'm like, that's a great episode.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't know. I feel like at the beginning of this, I came off as like maybe cocky.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think
we'll
so.
see.
I'm just curious to see what I think about it listening back. But
yeah, I'm excited to listen.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Do you have
Thank you for having me.
Anything else you want to say to the people before?
No, just keep on keeping on. Live, laugh, and love.
There you go. This has been another episode of Go With The Flow. Thank you for listening.
Love you guys.